I'd like to call the Sister Cities Commission meeting of Monday, January 5th. To order. We'll start with roll call.
Ellie Sweeney.
Lori Jewell.
Carolyn Smith.
Larry Mack.
Hokey.
John Vorwick.
Tony Barrett.
Kathleen Backer.
The next on the agenda is election of officers. And those that are open are the chair, vice chair, and secretary. Currently, they're held by myself as chair. Vice chair was Dick Seaboth, who is no longer on the commission, and secretary is Ellie Sweeney. So, first thing I want to ask, are there any volunteers for any of the positions? Ellie?
I'll volunteer for secretary.
Okay.
I've just gotten used to it now. I got to keep going.
Thank you very much. Then we have chair and vice chair. Would anybody like to hold the position of chair? I'll take it for another term. But we have to elect somebody for vice chair. We have currently nobody.
I can do it.
Oh, John's going to do it. Thank
As long as
you.
you're here every meeting.
I'll be gone maybe one or two. But I'll try. Okay.
Well, you need a motion?
So I need a motion.
So I'm gonna offer a motion for Jane Medihulke for chair, John Vorwick for vice chair, and Ellie Sweeney for secretary.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that is completed. The next on the agenda is approval of the minutes for the last meeting. Has everybody read through them? Okay. Are there any corrections or additions that need to be? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion to accept the approval of the minutes from last month.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next thing on the financial reports, and they are, the special project fund shows a balance of $7,565.37. The income was from our brat stands over the summer with a total of $526. Expenses were the recognition award for last year and the plaque. We bought a canopy for the brat stand, and then we had the car rental, reimbursement for the kiosk photos, and the magnet vehicle sign, the welcome reception for Samuel, a farewell gift for Samuel, farewell reception for a total of $1,245.69. The general fund pretty much is the same with the expenses, and we have a balance of $1,062.99 in that fund. We also sent an appreciation to the host families for $100, and then that was included. Are there, I look for a motion to accept the financial reports as stated.
I'll move to accept the financial report as stated. I'll second that.
Are there any questions or,
Is that a total of $100 or $100 each for each family?
I think it's a total of $100, $50 each.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, do I have a?
I think we need to vote. Yeah.
Oh, we need to vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion stands. Okay. When we look at our cultural exchange program, we have 5 applicants, and their resumes were all included in the paperwork that was sent out. I've read each one of them, and we have some really good candidates, I think, to pick from. I don't know that it's going to be an easy decision this time. It was kind of nice to go from none to 5,
Yes.
okay? And 3 of them are graduates of New Ulm High School. And I think one was a Princess for Miss Newell as well.
Amber Sullivan.
Yeah. So we will need to set up a time for the interview for these individuals. And I think we'll wait until I get who's going to be on the committee. And then I'll reach out to you during the month so that we can set something up. We have to all look at our schedules to make sure we're available, and their schedules as well, for when they can interview. Those interviews will be held here.
And in the past, they've done them by Zoom. and
We
that-
can.
That
We can
worked
do 'em
really
by
well
Zoom.
by Zoom, but
We'll have to look at their individual schedules when it comes down to it, but we need to get started on that as soon as we know who's going to be on the committee.
Is there, and this might be for later too, is there when you look for what they can do over there, does that take part of how you choose? Like what they can do for work? You know what I mean? Or is it, we find that after we accept them?
I've never been on that.
well, we try to find the best candidate that would represent our
City and then,
represent our city, and then ask them if they have any employment opportunities for he or she.
Okay,
and then
I didn't know how
Their
that went,
resumes
if you
will be
kind of went
sent
with
over.
what's a good match for
Yeah.
Yeah.
something over there.
yeah, then we send Lisa sends a copy of their resume and their qualifications over to our counterpart over there, and then they do their best to select positions that they can.
I remember
work in.
Martha last time wasn't happy in her first placement, so she asked for a second placement and they gave it to her.
Good.
So
Yeah.
that works. The system, we've done that too, not about placement, about lodging 1 year.
So we'll need to schedule those subcommittee meetings to be select a date to hold, and I will reach out to you once we know. And
Maybe she could reach out to the candidates, pick a
first, and know
time,
what's
and then
available, and then we
give
can,
us a couple
idea.
options, and
because we might not be able to do them. I know a couple times when I was on it, we did them all in one night. We had 3, and we did them all at the same time, but times are changing, so it might not all occur in the same time frame depending on them. So, otherwise, did everybody put down their preferences for their committee selection? John, you and I will have to be there as part of that. You can just send them back to me, and I'll make sure that Lisa gets them so that she has them, okay? Otherwise, let's see. Does anybody else have any other questions about our candidates? Have you had a chance to look them over?
It looks like a lot of strong possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of good talent out there. I was really impressed.
And some who have had experience in a travel abroad program of some kind already, and some who haven't yet. So lots of opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, so, all right. Now, then we'll move on to old business. And then that was your committee preferences, and they are available here. And I need to make sure that Lisa has them when she comes in tomorrow morning, okay? We want to continue or discontinue the German language camp. We really need to think about that. I know that we've had lots of discussion. We've reached out to people, and we don't
It's a
get
discontinue. You can't do it without a teacher, and we don't have a teacher.
Yeah.
And I wrote the letter, I just didn't hear back, and so, and last year we waited around, remember I went to Arizona, and then, I don't know, it got all messed up last year.
He was here, and he sounded like
He
he was
did
really
talk-
interested,
interested
but
in it, and then
when
it
we
went
reached
away.
out, it didn't work into his time frame. and
But
his
Ellie
schedule.
said something to me one morning in yoga. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we
It's
want
next
that.
on the list.
Never mind.
Under
I-
new
I-
business.
I like that. So
Okay.
I'd be more than
So-
willing to work on it. We're not going to get a teacher for that. I'm sorry.
So then I want a motion to discontinue the German.
I move that we discontinue the concept of the German language camp because we don't actually have it.
For just this year.
Yeah, we can always bring it up
Revisit it,
next
but
year.
let's-
Absolutely.
Revisit.
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a motion? You
I
need
mo-
that?
I did, I moved.
Okay.
No, I need a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Under new business, Ellie, would you like to tell us about the possibility of collaborating with the Brown County Historical Society Museum on their summer programs and see how?
Yes,
Okay, move
so we
forward.
talked a little bit about it at our last meeting, and I said I'd talk with Christina Kester, the program coordinator at the museum, and I just got it done last week. I don't want to procrastinate too much. But when I talked with her, just saying, wondering if we could collaborate with their summer day camps with children, this is what the language camp, that's who we were aiming at. And she said wholeheartedly yes. So she said, and I said, I have no idea how we can do it or what it will entail. And then I found out a few things that I thought it was like a whole week long. But they have two camps on June 16th from 9 to 1, and then on June 18th from 9 to 1. So they have two camps, and it's just a day camp. So they're just day camps, not like a whole week worth of camp. And I said, maybe we could just introduce some German words. And then she kind of brought up, so these are just ideas that we were brainstorming while we were having the conversation. She thought something with food. Well, what if we made a recipe and we taught the kids all the names of the ingredients in German? I mean, they're simple things, but, and a simple German meal that kids of that era would have eaten. And I'm sure they had family that spoke German, so it would have been normal for them to know of the German language at that time. What do you guys think?
I like it, Ellie.
And Christina's willing to work with us. I said, I don't know if we have a teacher, or, she said she doesn't even know how she's going to run it, because last year she did teach the day camps, but this year she's hoping to just be the facilitator. And I said, yeah, we don't, that's our problem, is that we don't have a teacher. But if it's something pretty simple, we could probably
It's not
some of
like
us figure it
language.
out. Yeah, not like teaching them pronouns and all those things that language entails. But
What was the second date? It was June
18th, June
16th?
16th and June 18th, so
Okay.
a Tuesday and a Thursday.
And both of them are 9 to 1.
Yes. And I'm not sure the age range, but I think it's kind of like maybe 7 to 12 or like that. Sound
Okay.
about right? I'm not positive.
Would they do the advertising and we would be a piece of it, a segment of it, and they would take care of the advertising and?
I think we can just work it out as we go along. And I think that would be the easiest way to advertise it, because they're already going to advertise their camps, And then just say, Sister Cities Commission is going to collaborate with some German language
Or German
info.
activity.
Yeah, or German activity.
Or if they need maybe some food costs or something, or.
Yeah.
But so the goal would be to try to maybe get them a dozen words or a half dozen words of
Yeah.
some basic German.
Yeah.
Maybe they could include dance and music.
We're up for
cool.
anything.
A little polka.
And so is Christina. She said, my program isn't set in stone. And she said, I'd be happy to, work with that. And I said, so, if they're meeting from 9 to 1, our little piece of it could maybe just be an hour each day.
Right. Sure.
Pretty simple. And I said, we just don't want to let this German language camp
I agree.
thing die completely, but yet carry it on in some way
In some little
that's already
capacity.
established.
And I think too, if you introduce it this way, you have an opportunity to grow the program. Like Lori had mentioned, some of the things we talked about, is the dance, the food ways, just the different culture, the way they dress. But this is a way to kind of test the waters and see what goes and what could be enhanced. Program could be expanded very easily. So, great.
Good.
Good
I think
news.
it's great too.
Maybe we could have them pen pal with kids in Ulm or Nyom, or, that could be kind of fun.
Yeah, and I think there's lots of ways we can go with it, and just to continue the process
Engagement.
of the engagement, that's the word.
Do we have anybody that's interested in helping with that 1 hour?
I will help
program?
Ellie for sure.
And I would be happy to work with it.
And we should make an appointment to meet with the Kister kid.
And she had some other ideas of maybe some other German teachers that we could make, she said there's a German group at MSU that I don't know that we reached out to.
No.
And so she may be a good connector of people too, just, once we know what we're doing and for further down the way.
There might even be high school students that would be interested.
Well, something this simple, a high
and-
school kid
and
could
something
do.
this simple for 1 hour to help and
Yes.
use their German skills that they've learned in class the last couple of years. I think they take it for 2 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Look good for their resume too as well for
Yeah.
those high school
So I
kids.
think there's potential there, and it starts out small, not a whole week where you got to commit.
Well, maybe if we know a little bit more in the upcoming months, and then we could reach out to the Peter Engeldinger, the German teacher, and say, do you have any students that might be willing
Right.
to help with the museum? These are the 2 dates. We're looking for an hour for a couple
Yeah,
people, or,
It's not such a big commitment, so I think it'd
I
be
agree.
easier for people
I
to
agree.
you know,
do
if
it.
someone's providing the main structure, like the museum,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just trying to,
Okay, so would you like to report back next month? Will you have the opportunity to spend time with her a little bit as the two of
Tell me
you?
I'll come down.
And
You're
then
already working
report
now, show
back
up.
on where you're at and what the status is and
Mm-hmm.
where we're headed. That I think would help everybody become involved and do that. All right. Well, all right. Is there any other new business that we need to discuss? If not, we'll move on to announcements. Following this meeting, there's a recognition award reception at the Kegel Club. And we have hors d'oeuvres and stuff ready.
I talked to her this morning.
Okay, all right. And I did pick up a few utensils and stuff like that, so otherwise, the next meeting will be held on Monday, February 2nd at 5:15 in the City Hall chambers, council chambers. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.